Okay, I think, yes, we are. All right. Every time I do that, it's got this slightly strange startup procedure for Facebook Live, but I want to get that going. And if you're watching on YouTube, this is Facebook Live originally. Enjoy a broadcast. Please put comments below, even though I'll be talking interactively with people watching if they show up. So, welcome to my daily Facebook Live broadcast. My name is Barry Selby. I am a best-selling author, speaker, and relationship attraction expert. I help strong, successful women find balance in love, life, and business. I'm also a passionate champion of the divine feminine, and this topic is kind of playing into both sides of the audience, men and women, which is, why are you still dating like a teen? Now, I've talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I said, I called it something like stop dating like a child. That's a whole different paradigm. In a way, but I want to get to this topic because it's been bugging me a lot too. And what I'm going to speak to in terms of the teenage perspective is the choices that you may be making in your adult dating life when you're older than a teen. Now, if you're a teenager watching this, ignore this broadcast. It's not relevant to you. But if you are someone who's, let's just say, had a few miles on the clock, that's been around the block a few times, had a few relationships, whichever phrase fits your experience, this may be speaking to you more directly, and maybe perhaps helpfully. I should say, helping you to be more functional in your choices. So let's throw some things on the table to discuss. And by the way, this is a Facebook Live. If you're watching live versus on YouTube, please put any comments or questions below. I'll respond to them interactively if you're watching live, and if you're watching it in replay, comments or questions I'll answer afterwards. And of course, if you want to share this out with anybody you think might be enjoying this right now, also doing play, you can do that as well, in live or in replay. It's amazing how that works. So when I say stop dating, are you still dating like a teenager, what I'm really speaking to is it's one of three things, I think. I do that. So like three things. Let's see what the three things are. First of all, there's this laissez-faire, try to say that in French, laissez-faire approach, which is, sure, next one, like there's no rush. And the truth is, there isn't a rush. However, as a teenager, your dating may have been very casual. Like, what's next? Who's next? Let me go check him out. Let's try this out. Without any specificity or intention or clarity. And as an adult, especially if you're in your 30s and 40s and up, you might want to think about getting some specificity about your choices, as in be less casual. I'll explain how in a moment. Second one is, you may still be carrying around this fantasy fairy tale ideal about romance and love. And along the way, you probably had some hard knocks that may have told you otherwise. So the way I want to say this is that the fairy tale approach is incomplete. Because, yes, it's important to have a vision of what you want, and again, I'll get to that in a moment. But the second part is that the fairy tale is about someone coming along to save you, or to be the fantasy that's not even real. And it's impossible to get, so it doesn't work. So that's the second one. The third way that it appears you're dating like a teen is you have very simple, limited choices of what you want in partnership because you don't know any better. Ideally, when you're no longer a teenager, you do know better. So you'll raise your value of choices and what you really want in a relationship. So those three things, I'm glad I found the three that match those numbers. I put up three fingers and apparently got three answers. That's good. If you watch my daily broadcast, you know that I sometimes throw out a number of things I'm going to talk about without knowing what that number is and knowing what the necessary components of those will be. But gratefully, it usually lines up. So those three things. To recap again, if you're just joining, ways of dating like a teen is being very laissez-faire and not having a clear focus of what you want. Having a limited view of choices, what you want, as a limited list of requirements of what you want. That's a better way of putting it. And the third one is, if I remember correctly, was it went away. It'll come back. It went away. If you remember, you can put it down in the comments below. If not, I'll come back to it later when it comes back into my head. It does that. So, what is a better way? Well, if you're an adult, ideally if you're watching this, you are an adult. Again, if you're a teenager, ignore this. It's not relevant to you because you're probably going to do what I said you shouldn't do. So go ahead and do that. You're a teenager. But as an adult, what I strongly suggest you do is first of all get clear about what you really want in partnership. Yesterday I talked about Oh, sacrifices. What you're willing to sacrifice and what you're not willing to sacrifice. And that actually went deep. I was surprised how deep it went. So if you didn't watch that, watch yesterday's broadcast. But this is more about, in this topic, this idea is about what is it that you really want in a relationship versus just cruising along casually, hoping you'll meet somebody and then finding out later on you didn't get what you wanted. Why not start by getting clear about what you want ahead of time? Because you have the power. Here it goes. You have the power to create your reality. You have the power to choose what you want. You have the power to say yes to what you want and no to what you don't want. But many of you out there don't bother with that. You just feel you're just going along with what shows up, and if he's nice or she's nice, depending on what you're looking for, and you're going to go, fine, that's wonderful. No. You have the power to decide. You don't have to be forced into any relationship. Whether you think you should be walking casually or feeling you're backing into it or any of that stuff. No, you have choice. You have freedom to choose what you want in a relationship. Clear. That's number one. Number two, I keep coming up with these lists, I don't know why, but anyway, number two, I make these bullet points in my talks without even realizing I'm doing it. Yeah, all right. Number two. What was it? It was in there. Coming back to me. Not only is it clear about what you want, but also, as I said yesterday, about clear about what you're willing to give up and what you're not willing to give up for a partnership. And I said yesterday, and I advised watching that one, it was a deep conversation, or I should say a deep talk that I went into about what you should be sacrificing, what you shouldn't be sacrificing, what you might be sacrificing when you choose a relationship. So I won't cover that again here, because that's yesterday's broadcast. But today's is more about getting clear values. And I think that's what bottom line I'm getting to in this as well, is being clear about your values of what you really want to enjoy, entertain, and allow in a relationship. Not just invite, but allow, because some of you may be putting up with stuff you don't really want to have, and you're allowing it. Not a good choice. You can set more boundaries than that. And having healthy boundaries is a good part of being an adult. That's the other thing, by the way. That's point number 3. There we go. As I said, when you date like teen, there's a laissez-faire approach. You're just being casual about it. Well, as an adult, I hope you've discovered that there are boundaries that you will not allow yourself to violate or allow anybody else to violate any part of your life, whether it's social, business, or relationship, that you have firm boundaries that you don't let somebody else violate. So your choices in partnership include that boundary understanding. Third point, there is a third point in here, I can feel it, I'm going to see what it is. So first is getting clear about what you want, getting clear about what your values are, what you really will enjoy in a relationship. Second is about the boundaries, about not letting someone violate your choices. Third one is also to be mature enough to actually, here we go. Sorry, I get these downloads come through. Third option is sometimes it's important to choose to be single consciously. Because for many of you out there, especially when I was a teenager, being in a relationship was kind of like, had to do that. You know, meet somebody, and especially in high school, you had to have a high school sweetheart and not be left out. That can cycle through to your adult life and keep happening as you're still choosing to be in a relationship, regardless of what it's about, because you just want to be in a relationship for relationship's sake. Making the conscious choice to be single, and I talked about this one a couple of days ago, about how being single is a choice that is worth making to work on yourself, and that's a whole other point. And again, not making it here, but go back and watch the previous broadcast. I'll put the links in below for watching afterwards. Making clear what your choice is to be single will actually make your relationship choices healthier, because you're not choosing a relationship to fill this void, this gap you think you have, which is not true. It's an illusion that you've got the gap. So again, I'm not going to go into that in detail, and if I'll put the link below, because I don't want to explain again what I already talked about. So to summarize all this, because I've been putting 3 points here, 3 points there, 3 points over there. As an adult, sometimes we seem to be running our life and living our life as if we were still a teenager. Growing up is sometimes painful and sometimes needed. And in your relationship choices, to be a mature, conscious adult, which some of you might not even be yet, some of the people I know in the world, not you, people I know in the world, but by being a conscious, aware adult, you can make the choices intentionally to create a relationship, attract a relationship, to be in a relationship that is conscious, that is growing, that is healthy, and different from what you had when you were a teenager. Because you may have noticed that after your teenage years, your 20s at least, had a similar repeat cycle pattern of relationship choices you were making for the same reasons. You don't have to keep doing that. You can let that go. And having clarity of what you want. Oh, that was the piece I didn't talk about earlier. I should say answer to what I said earlier. It's getting clear about what you really want in a relationship. Now, I talked about vision boards before, but it's really getting clear about what your green flags and red flags are. Green flags being must-haves and red flags being deal breakers. What is it that you really want to have in a relationship that you were not willing to give up? Whether it's great sex, whether it's meditating together, whether it's sharing your journey in life, whatever it is, whether it's having kids, or your deal breakers, which might be you don't want to have polyamory, or you want to be someone who doesn't drink or doesn't smoke, whatever those things are. And it's the scale and references is up to you. But being clear about what your green flags and red flags are is a great place to start with getting clarity on what your vision is. I do a lot more practices in my program with my clients. Do not just do the green flags and red flags, but go way beyond that in the vision and relationship, which if you want to find out more about, you can message me about that. But the recognition that you have the choice, for many of you, is the first step. And the recognition that your choice can be much higher than you may have given yourself credit for before is another choice that a lot of people don't know they can make. So you have, as a single person, if you're watching as a single person, the ability to choose something you've never chosen before, perhaps. A healthier, more conscious, more loving relationship you never gave yourself credit for. You can have it. You deserve it. Now, you may need to be a better partner to have that. And I've talked about that one before as well. However, you can have an amazing relationship if you're willing to step up for it. You may not believe that as a teenager or as an adult. Believe me, you can do that, have that, be that in a relationship. Yeah. I think that's it. I'm just letting my thoughts. It's almost like I have to empty out the bucket into the Facebook Live, and sometimes there's more, sometimes there's not. And this one's going to be a fairly short broadcast. But it's something to think about. I will put the links to a couple of previous broadcasts that spoke to different parts of this conversation that apparently is another part of, so you can watch those as well. And if you have any questions or thoughts or comments, please put them below, and I will answer them later on and respond in time. So thank you for watching this broadcast, by the way. This is my daily Facebook Live. This is number 118 in an ongoing series. Yes, 118 broadcasts on Facebook Live. So a reminder, you can watch these. You can share this out, by the way, with anybody you think might need to watch this. Hint, hint. And also you can watch my previous broadcasts on Facebook Live on my business page, where I keep them all stored away happily. Barry Selby is my business page, same as on my personal page, but with the blue shirt on. On YouTube, under my user, which is Barry Selby, you'll find them under my Messages from the Masculine playlist. And also on my website, if you go to barryselby.com and click on the video blog, you can watch them there. All right? So I hope you find value in those. And as always, a reminder to take care of yourself first. Because until you take care of yourself first, you can't take care of anybody else healthily. Healthily, the right way. If you know the analogy of on airplanes about the adult takes the oxygen mask first before the child does, it's the same thing in any relationship. Take care of yourself first, so you then take care of others. And if you do that, you'll be a much better relationship partner. All right? Thank you for watching. As always, I'll be back again tomorrow with number 119. And enjoy your life. Take care of yourselves. And hope you got value. If you've got any questions, please message me or reach out to me. I'd love to hear back from you. All right? Take care. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.